Today I am officially saying that I am 16 weeks out from my pro debut. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I came to make the decision that I'm definitely going to compete. I'm also going to highlight a little bit about my off season and my weight gain, given I got up to 20 kilos post show and in my off season. And I'm also going to be running through my shoulder session today. I'm going to start with a light shoulder press to begin with, just to warm up my shoulders. I owe a lot of my shoulder growth to presses. I swear by them. I tend to get at least 3 to 4 heavy presses in my shoulder workouts because I do genuinely believe that they're what's developed me the most. It's an area that I do have a lot of strength in my opinion. There's training hard and then there's pushing to failure, which is just that little bit more where you get to those last few reps and you literally, if I'm not questioning my life at the last couple of reps on some of my exercises, then I know I'm not pushing hard enough. Like, if I'm not absolutely terrified of the weight and I'm scared of failing, then I'm not lifting heavy enough. And I'm sure I've probably said this before. I am lucky. I work hard, but I am also lucky that my genetics are blessed in the sense that I will cut quickly. And obviously in 4 weeks, I think it is now, I've reduced down so significantly. Like I'm 5.1 kilo down, I'm 63.3 kilo. That's an insane amount to drop because I have a very responsive body. Getting 20 kilos above stage weight is not always ideal, but at the same time, you've got to do what feels right for you, where you feel you progress the most as well. And also, in my opinion, whenever I do get quite high up with my body fat above stage weight, I also find that I react so much quicker to the diet, and like, I kind of proved that in how I currently look in comparison to where I was 4 weeks ago. And I'm really happy with like the shape I'm starting to see now, because it does look like I've made improvements as well. And of course, being natural, and you all know I go on about being natural. Being natural, you do not gain as quickly and as significantly as somebody who's assisted. And I find that what benefits me and what's benefited my girls as well that I coach is when we do push that little bit higher, we do go above that 10 kilo unwritten rule that you should only get to that point in an off season. When we push past that, that's where we make the most gains. That's where my girls make the most gains. That's where I've made the most gains. And it's fucking showing, and it better show when I get on stage, I swear to God. So I'm gonna be doing some lat raises. I do like 3 lat raise exercises. I do dumbbell lat raise, standing natter lat raise, and a seated lat raise whenever I train shoulders, because what I really want is my delts in that side shot, like so. Well, it's a front pose, but in my front pose, I really want that cap to be on show. So I do a lot of lat raises to help develop that. Now, when you're doing your standing lat raise, especially with dumbbells, you don't want to be going off that swinging motion. Like we see so many videos and reels on Instagram about getting your form right. We just want to make sure that we're getting good form throughout the exercise, that you're controlling the movement. And whilst I can feel myself getting close to failure as I'm lifting, I don't want to be pushing so hard with such a heavy weight that my form goes to absolute shit. Like I try and keep correct form throughout the whole exercise, especially when I'm reaching that failure point. I'm still controlling as much as I can and holding it on the way down without just letting it fucking swing. So important, even when you're in a deficit, that you're continuing to push as heavy as physically possible when you're training, because you do not want to lose any muscle mass just by getting lazy and weak in your sessions. So make sure you lift heavy. I don't know if I've said it before, but if I ever can't finish a set on the heaviest weight I start it on, I always just drop it down a bit and then still finish the set and get to those hypertrophy numbers. It's actually so good to see like how my physique has developed. Because obviously I've only been on the diet 4 weeks. It's been like a diet phase, and now it's obviously turning into prep. And seeing like 5 kilo off me of just unnecessary body fat, I can really see the shape that my muscles sitting at. I definitely see more development, especially in my delts and my glutes. So I'm really, really excited. But like when it comes to getting onto prep and cutting things down, the main things that I've changed throughout my prep from starting my diet phase is hitting my 10K steps every single day without fail, doing my cardio when it's been implemented in. So it got implemented in about 2 weeks ago, and it was, now I do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster every other day. So obviously that kind of rotates just week to week. 10K steps, that doesn't include any steps on the Stairmaster, so the watch comes off once I get on the Stairmaster. Food has been sitting really comfortably just above 2,000 calories for me. Obviously this is different for every single person, like everybody's got their own macros, their own nutrients. Like I'm 5'2", I'm quite muscular, I'm heavy for 5'2" because obviously my muscularity, so I can sit at a bit of a higher calorie range in order to still drop. Like I said, because I'm quite dense and I'm short and I carry a lot of muscle, I can afford to have a bit of a higher calorie range for me. It does change from each person because of their anatomy and how much muscle they carry, but I'm super happy with how my now official prep is going, and I can't wait to get on stage. One thing that I really try and highlight to anyone and everyone who competes is it doesn't matter how much you go over your stage weight. There's this unwritten rule that you should only be 10 kilo above, otherwise you've fucked it or you're an embarrassment. It's not the case at all. So essentially, everybody needs to find their happy medium in how much they gain post-show. There's no right or wrong way, and you definitely need to not listen to this unwritten, like I said, unwritten rule about only gaining 10 kilos. How are you meant to develop muscle and gain muscle if you can only go up to 10 kilo? When do you pass that, you know? I'm gonna prove once again how you can get 20 kilos above stage weight, pull it back, get lean, you haven't fucked it, and smash my pro debut.